What's up, everybody? This T97, and welcome back to another episode of Minority Symbol Podcast. In this episode, we'll be talking about self awareness, less judgment, and a better understanding. The reason I chose this topic for this episode of the podcast is because I was on social media and I was scrolling and I seen a post that said people who, what to say, people who live in the streets choose people who live in the streets for years choose to live in the streets, and I don't know, it kind of like it bothered me, so I sat on it for a minute, and then I thought about it. I was like, what kind of bullshit of a post is this? It's like, is this serious, or is this just like one of those social media jokes? But even if it wasn't serious and it was just fun and games, but at the same time, put yourself in that shoes, put yourself in that person's shoes, put yourself in that situation. Are you gonna tell me that you're choosing to sleep on the streets? When it's cold outside, when it's winter, when it's too hot outside? Are you telling me that you don't want some place to bathe? You don't want some place to lay your head comfortably? You don't have to worry about somebody messing with you, somebody taking your stuff, even if you have anything. So it kind of bothered me to see that somebody really thinks that way. But at the same time, the world that we live in, people really don't give a fuck about other people, and people are all people tend to be on the outside looking in instead of trying to understand the situation. So imagine coming from a household where you didn't have anything. You grew up from nothing. You grew up from parents, either they're on drugs or parents just not being able financially stable or just not fit to be a parent. So taking all that in as you grow up, you see them failing. You see them not being able to support you like they would want to. Yes, that for some people, yes, that motivates you. Some people that puts a drive into you that you want to do better. But there's some people that doesn't even know how to handle that. There's some people that doesn't have the mentality to handle that. Some people feel, well, if my parents did that, I'm gonna do that, or I should follow down the same route, or they won't even know that they're following down their parents' route, the same route that their parents took. So it's kind of hard to judge and say that this is the life that somebody chose when yes, you have all right to make the decisions that you make. You choose the path that you choose, but there's some people that there's a behind story into why they're in that situation. Take it from, like I said, that they come from a drug addicted home. um People are more influenced to do drugs when they see other people that they're comfortable or familiar with that does them. So with that being said, it's like, how do you expect somebody who that's all they know, all they see is my mom takes drugs or my dad takes drugs, and it makes them happy, or it makes them forget about this, or that they're just in a different element. And sometimes people didn't even see their parents come home. Sometimes they wouldn't see their parents come home for weeks. So you have to think about the mental strain that put on them. You have to think about, what did they have to tell themselves to get through them nights? What did they have to do? What did they have to think about? Where was their happy place? So most people, we take granted from households who, like me, who had my mother and my father in the same household. We took that for granted. We take that as, oh, that's how it's supposed to be. Of course, that in everybody's mind, that's how it's supposed to be. But reality is, not many people grew up with a father. Not many people grew up with a mother. Some people didn't even grow up with their parents at all. Some people were put in foster homes or adopted, or just different things happen, and that the where we're all not gonna grow up the same. So we're not gonna be able to think the same. So if we're steady on the outside looking in and judging this person and telling, oh, well, why don't you just go get a job? Why don't you just go do this? Why don't you just go do it this? I did it. Why can't you do it? That person doesn't have the same drive as you do. That person doesn't have the same inspiration that you had. That person doesn't feel the same way that you feel about it. So telling somebody that, oh, just because you did it, it doesn't help them. the best way to help somebody is to inspire them and be like, okay, look, it's gonna get better, or tell them that, okay, well, look, find something that you love to do, because there's money out there in anything that you want to do, as long as you out there actually trying to do it and putting the effort in to do it and trying to find the way that you can level up in whatever that craft is or whatever that drive is or whatever that you want to do. If you got that drive for it, or if you have that, as I said, inspiration, or you have the encouragement, or you have that support, then that's how you build somebody up to actually wanting to do something with their life, and understand that they don't have to walk the same path that their parents have or their peers have or whoever that they looked up to in that time had. So also, it's always not always about the money too, because I've met plenty of homeless people, plenty of people who's doing bad. They got a lot of money on them. There's situations that they be put in. But at the same time, when they do have money on them, they don't know how to. What's the word I'm looking for? They don't know how to manage it. They don't know how to manage the money, because a lot of times we wasn't taught how to invest your money and make sure that you put it into something that's gonna keep on growing. Make sure that you have money for the future. I know when I was a kid, I wasn't thinking about I'm finna invest into this social media thing, and 10 or 20 years later, it's gonna be something great. I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking, oh, I got this money right now. I'm finna go up the street to the corner. I'm finna get this candy. I'm finna get these new toys whenever I go to Walmart or wherever I go. So if we really had if we really had people to sit down and just direct you, or not necessarily direct you, but like give you guidance into how you could invest your money into not and to not end up in a situation where you're on the streets, or you're financially unstable, or you're doing bad. And then plenty of times people look up to rich people, or I shouldn't just say rich people, but people look up to famous people or people who are well known in society. And sometimes these people are putting on the front. Sometimes these people don't have the money like this. Sometimes you walking around more money than them, because bad investments, because they not investing their money, because they want to go show out that I can buy this car, you can't. I can buy this chain, and you can't. And then they end up in a bad situation. But that goes off to the outside looking in, because you know that that person is famous, or you know that the person is well known, or you know that that person was making money or doing something in the aspect of making money, of making like more money than like the middle class of what you look at them as, oh, they're always gonna have money, or they're always gonna be rich. But there's times that people who make it into famous shows, famous movies, famous songs, and all that, they're still not rich after that. They might have made a little bit of money, but that doesn't mean that they're rich. That doesn't mean that they're stable. So it all really just comes from support, really. For me, I feel like it's support and self-awareness of knowing that, okay, I need to do better for myself, or knowing that I need to put myself around better people that can help me go into where that can help me go into where I want to go in life. Because often it's hard to actually just sit down and think, oh, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. Oh, well, I know these are the steps I need to take, because most of the times you don't have the steps that you need to take. Some of the times you don't even know how to start what you want. You know what you want to do, but you don't know how to start it. And it's hard. And personally, it's hard. But once you put yourself in the right area, or put yourself in the right group, or meet somebody, or connect with people, and then you start leveling up, then you get that inspiration, then you get that drive, and then you get support, or then you find support and things like that. That helps you to not be in situations like that. And that's really all of that to say, because I didn't want to go off topic, but really that's all I'm saying. All of that into saying you can't judge just off what you see. You can't just because most of the time social media or even the media or TV or anything in movies, they they put people in a certain category to where now in our minds we look at those certain people just that way. Because at the same time, who knows that's their permanent situation? Who knows that same person that you seen on the street drunk or drug addicted or anything could be your boss that next 2 years or something. That could be the next famous person. That could be the next famous rapper. Could be a billionaire. Could be owning all these homes. Could be the next person to create the best iPhone or whatever it is out there. You don't know. You don't know what that person is doing, what they're going through, or where their life can end up. So treating them bad isn't gonna help. Treating them bad doesn't really help them. Treating them bad doesn't really help you. Like, what do you get out of judging somebody and telling them that, oh, well, I don't feel sorry for them, that they made that choice with their life? Okay, so now you're telling us that, well, once you end up in a bad situation or whatever, we don't care. You put yourself in that situation. You wouldn't feel comfortable with somebody telling you that. You would feel less motivated. You would feel bad about yourself. So really all I'm saying is let's start lifting each other up. Let's start helping, inspiring people, trying to figure out how we can put people into different positions to help them get money, because you never know what's going to come back to you. And I don't mean do it just for that. But I'm saying it's karma. Karma can mean a good thing. Karma can mean a bad thing. You can have good karma to come back to you. You do something good to somebody else, it comes back. Or you can have bad karma where and it can happen like if you judging somebody about that same situation later on in life, you end up in that situation, and that person end up better than you. So it's really just about helping others out, man. Stop being judgmental and understand the situation before you give your opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but understand the situation before you judge or give a statement on why you feel this is this. And thank you for everybody who's watching. This concludes another episode of the Minority Symbol Podcast. Make sure that you're tuned in every week. Every Friday we will have a special guest tuned in. And Minority Symbol apparel is coming back soon in the winter. We'll be having new hoodies, new t-shirts, new long sleeves. I think we actually have some shoes coming out too. So just stay tuned, man. We got a lot of things working. I appreciate everybody's support, and thank you.